Hi, my name is Bella and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now that we've met, you will quickly learn that I'm going to become your biggest advocate for your relationships or your marriages. And don't be fooled, I definitely do not have it all together and I do not have all the answers, but I know that I am not alone in that. So I started this space and this series for us. It is called The Wife That I Prayed to Be. I've honestly waited a really long time to start this series because I wanted to really think about the right pieces of advice and tips I was going to give you guys. But I wanted to give my wifeys and fiancés, even girlfriends, a space on social media, which I feel like social media a lot of the time can be so against your relationship or just feeding you really negative information. It's okay to not have it all figured out. It is okay to not be in the same stage or the same growth period as your friends' relationships are or other people on social media. Regardless of other people's relationships, it is okay to not be at the same stage that they are at, or it is okay to be 5 stages behind them. I also want to stress that it is okay to confidently agree with the statement that marriages and relationships are supposed to be hard. They are going to be hard. Relationships and marriages take a lot of work. So if you're in a season where you feel a little lost or a little tired, or if you feel like you are carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, you are not alone. This space that I've created is for you, and we are going to walk on this journey together. So a little bit of background for you guys. Me and my husband got married fairly quickly into our relationship. We were probably only together for about 6 months, and we actually eloped and we did not tell anybody. So that was stressful enough, as you can probably imagine. But deep in my heart, I knew that I did not want to spend another day on this earth away from my husband and that he was the person for me. He's actually the only person that I have ever met that is probably more stubborn than me and can actually put me in my place. There was also a point early on when we got married where I started believing and thinking that maybe I had made a mistake. Me and my husband just both did not understand how we had this amazing relationship and it was so great, and then we got married. Then really quickly everything went to crap. Like, it was like all these issues just popped out of nowhere, and I'm sure some of you could probably relate to that. Maybe there was a turning point in your relationships where everything just kind of went to crap and you're like, how did we get here? We learned very quickly that there was a lot of things that we needed to work on and work through and progress through now as a married couple. I'll say that for me, I kind of started to realize that I was only seeing now all of the things that he was doing wrong, and it was kind of almost like if he did one thing wrong in my head, it was like everything he'd ever done correctly was gone. Like, I could not, in that moment, I could not think about, hey, remember this man does this and this and this and this for you and he loves you. You know, it's not that it wasn't a big deal why I was upset. It was just like, whenever he did something wrong, that's all I could focus on. Like, it was the end of the world. I was so focused on his wrongs that I started neglecting my own, and I was so focused on changing him and what was going on with him that I was neglecting myself. Like, I was neglecting all the things I was doing wrong. I was neglecting myself, and it put me in a really, really bad headspace. But we will touch on this topic a little bit later, so stay tuned throughout the series. We will still touch on this later. Now, this series is called The Wife I Prayed to Be, and you may be thinking, you're a really strong Christian, you probably do everything right. No, I'm not. And even at the time, at the beginning of our marriage, I was not a strong Christian at all. I mean, I didn't even have my own Bible, and I never prayed, really, because I was almost like nervous and a little bit scared too. I think with praying, it was really hard for me because it was such a vulnerable thing, an intimate thing, and I struggle with vulnerability. So I really struggled with it to begin with, but there was a turning point where me and Nick were at a really bad place. And I just remember opening my Bible, and my mother-in-law had just bought it for me. And I remember opening it and being like, God, like, I just need your help. Like, I don't know what to do. But I do know that I will do anything it takes for my marriage to work. Also, at the time, I was reading a book by Jenny Evans that I plan on making a video about later because I do want to share it with all of you guys. It was very it changed my life, it changed my husband's life, it definitely changed a lot of things for our marriage. So I definitely am going to share that with y'all because I did read that at the time, along with my Bible as well. Realizing that I needed to focus on what was I putting into the equation that was making everything go wrong, instead of focusing on what my partner was doing wrong and his part of the equation, and then I stopped neglecting mine. So I started reading like books like the one I was just talking about, and that book really convicted me and kind of helped me see things from my partner's perspective. And so it was really eye-opening to stop thinking about, hey, you're doing this wrong, and start thinking about, hey, what am I doing wrong? You know, instead of just pointing the finger at somebody else. Throughout this journey of reading books, reading my Bible, and being convicted every single day, it was really rough. But I did start to learn how to give love even when I feel like I wasn't getting any in return. And I started to give grace even when I feel like my partner wasn't deserving. I definitely learned some patience too, because I have a major patience problem, and that is still in the works as we speak. Most importantly, and when I say most importantly, I hope that this is one of the major things you take from this video. Most importantly, I stopped treating marriage like it is supposed to be easy, and I started treating it like the sacred thing that it is. The journey that I want you to join me on is the real journey of becoming the wife that I used to pray for, and still praying for the wife that I'm going to become. And I do not want you guys to think this is not about being a perfect wife. This series is not about being perfect. It is just about being a present wife, and I think there is a very big distinction between the two. I really want each episode to be honest and really rooted in growth, because I believe that God is still changing me, and that He is probably still changing you as well. Whether you are married, if you are newly engaged, if you're just struggling in silence, or maybe ready to be more intentional, this is for you, and I'm so glad that you are here with me. With that being said, that concludes the very first episode of my signature series, The Wife I Prayed to Be. I'm so excited to be on this journey with you guys. I will be posting a new episode every Sunday. I cannot wait to see you guys back here for episode 2. Bye guys, love y'all.
And dream your troubles away.